You know what's really unfair about our current system? Money just keeps piling up for people who already have it, while people born without it keep struggling to get ahead. It's like this endless cycle. The rich get richer, and everyone else gets left behind. This limits our personal freedom, kills creativity, and just makes life harder for people without money. I think a fair society should guarantee two things. One, everyone has the basic minimum amount of money they need to survive. And two, when you do good work that helps others, you get rewarded for it. That's what Burst is trying to do. So, what is Burst? Burst is a system designed to provide universal income to everyone. Burst stands for Burn and Trust. Burn. Burn is short for burned, and just like it sounds, it gets burnt after you use it. So you can't transfer burn points to someone else. Burn is the basic minimum everyone gets so they can survive. It's basically the universal income part of this ecosystem. Everyone gets burn points after their wallet gets verified as belonging to a unique human being. It's a universal income, so everyone gets the same amount as time passes. We don't have to spend our burn quickly because burn does not expire. Trust. Trust is short for trust. Trust gets created at a 1-to-1 ratio when burn is burned. Essentially, trust is the reward you get for burning someone else's burn points. It's the money of this ecosystem. When trust is created, it can only be used for a certain period, like 30 years. And after that, it becomes orphaned. You can still see it in your wallet, but you can't use it anymore. So, how does Burst work? Let me walk you through an example of how tokens move in the Burst network. Let's say you burn 50 burn and send the trust token to Alice. Then Alice sends the 50 trust to Bob. Bob decides to split it, sending 30 to Carol and 20 to David. Carol then further splits her 30 trust, giving 10 to Eve, 5 to Frank, and 15 to George. In this example, the system has set the expiry time at 30 years. This means that 30 years after the trust token was created, it becomes unusable or orphaned. So, after 30 years, you can't use the trust token from whatever wallet it's in right now. This helps us limit inflation. And what about people who are left with orphaned trust points? They'll actually be trusted more for their services because of it. The Burst Wallet. Everyone gets just one Burst Wallet. Your Burst Wallet can handle transactions in both Burn and Trust. To start receiving Burn and make transactions, you need to be verified as a unique human. Once you're verified, your wallet automatically starts receiving burn points at the same rate as everyone else. For example, 1 burn point every hour. The Burst network will be in your device and in the cloud, keeping transaction information up to date. There are two types of people who are needed to verify a new person's wallet. First type of person is people in your social circle. These are the people who know you and are willing to burn some of their burn points to verify your wallet. Once enough people accept to burn some of their burn points for social circle validation, your verification moves to the random people stage. Random people. These are randomly selected individuals from the verified wallet list who have agreed to verify other wallets. They need to participate in the voting and they have to lock up some of their burn points as insurance. Let's see it in action. Alice wants to create a new Burst wallet. To get verified, she first needs endorsement from people who already have verified wallets. Bob and Charlie, who know Alice, decide to vouch for her by paying some of their burn as a verification fee. Once enough people from Alice's social circle endorse her, the verification moves to the next stage. Now, the system randomly selects a few other verified users, say David, Eve, and Frank, to review Alice's request. These validators don't know Alice personally but have agreed to help with voting. They check if her application seems legit. Before approving, they lock up some of their burn points as insurance for their claim. If enough of them approve, let's say around 90%, Alice's wallet gets verified, and she can start receiving burn, and the people who vouched for her get rewarded. However, if enough random people reject, let's say around 90%, if they reject her request, the people who doubted her will be rewarded, while others will lose their locked funds. If the wallet is not approved or rejected, a revote will happen. Let's see how challenging a verification can be done. Let's say Emily was successfully verified, but later Bob notices something suspicious about her. He suspects Emily has multiple wallets, which breaks the rules. Instead of ignoring this, Bob decides to challenge Emily's verification by locking up some of his own burn in this system as insurance against a false claim and initiates a revote. Once the challenge is submitted, randomly selected validators, Alice, Carl, and David in this case, are assigned to review Emily's wallet. They independently review it using various unique human identity verification methods to determine if she is a fraud. If they conclude Emily is a fraud, her wallet gets unverified, meaning she can no longer earn burn or make transactions. All trust tokens originating from her wallet becomes unusable. Bob, who initiated the revote along with the random validators, received trust as reward for catching it. This system also makes bribery difficult. Even if Emily convinced some random people to vouch for her initially, anyone in the network could challenge her later, since validators are rewarded for exposing fraud. Wallets that get marked as invalid would typically be lost wallets, duplicate wallets, wallets of deceased person, or non-human wallet holders. So why is Burst better than what currently exists? Nobody is forced to go through unnecessary hardships just because they were born in a poor family. It properly rewards people who contribute to society through their work. Even if someone tries their best but can't find employment, they'll still have enough to meet their basic needs and survive. Even if a bad wallet gets voted in, all the money spent from that wallet immediately becomes unusable when it's discovered to be a bad wallet. We can choose not to accept money from someone if we doubt their wallet is legitimate. Let's see an example of this case. Alice wants to buy something from Bob using trust tokens. Bob knows some frauds might have been verified unfairly, and he might lose value if he accepts that trust. Instead of blindly trusting the system, Bob decides to check for himself. He looks at where Alice's trust came from and who originally created it. He might verify the person using identification, fingerprint, or even ask others in his network if they trust them. If the person has good reputation, Bob accepts the trust. If not, he can refuse or ask for trust from a different, more trusted source. This way, trust is not just controlled by the system. Each person can decide who they trust, making Burst more secure and adaptable for everyone. We're not limited to using just one system for verifying somebody, and we can develop better verification systems as time goes on. I think my vision has a lot of potential and is very achievable, though it would require significant time investment and some bright minds working together to make it happen. I'd love to collaborate with people working in the UBI space to develop this project. If you think my idea has potential, I'd really appreciate any help, references, or suggestions you might have. Thanks.